Hello and welcome to Amy Hart's Mums Club, the podcast where I journey through the highs and lows of parenting alongside a gaggle of fabulous guests. And that's not all, this podcast is for you. Each week we'll be sharing tips, tricks and hints from our parenting journeys with my fabulous guests. Don't forget to find us on Instagram and TikTok at Amy Hart's Mums Club. And this week is a little bit different. This week I am joined by a guest that I wasn't sure would ever get on the podcast. It's quite a big booking, and that is my husband, Sam Rayson.
I thought you'd never ask me. Every Wednesday you come off to do the podcast and I'm sitting there going, you can ask me one day. And here I am.
And here you are.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, darling. Just for people that don't know you, you're Sam. What do you do for a job?
I run a tech company, which you learn lots about every day when I sort of talk about it. I've been doing that for 10 years.
10 years, and we've got a little boy called Stanley.
Who's the love of our life.
Yeah.
What a little rascal he is, running around causing mayhem.
He is. He's crazy. Yeah. People have asked me some questions for you. People are asking what you did for a job, if you just explain that. They said, what is it like dating someone in the public eye? I'd love to know who you're dating.
Who am I dating? I don't even have time for that. What's it like to date Amy Rayson? Amy Rayson.
We'll see.
Well, yeah, at first, obviously, as people know, or maybe don't know, I didn't know who you were at the very beginning. So, but then I learnt who you were. I wasn't sure what to expect. Very pleasantly surprised. You're so much more down to earth. Well, it's like, I feel like we're going back to our first date.
Yeah.
But you're so down to earth,
yeah.
Which was a huge thing for me because I didn't know what to expect. Just like normal life, really. And then we'd get to do some really cool things, which is amazing. So, yeah.
Obviously, I've changed your mind about a lot of things. One of them being Disney.
I can't believe it, to be fair.
Well, specifically trips to Walt Disney World.
Yes.
And Disneyland Paris we've been to as well. Obviously, we've just been, so I'd love to chat about that today. Because I think for someone like me, who's been for the last 25 years, let's do a little game. You can take a shot every time I say 25 years. But for someone who's been going for 25 years, I thought I knew Disney inside out until I basically started again when we took Stanley earlier in the year. We've been very lucky. We have been twice this year. I'm not sure we'll get to go twice any other year. We have been very lucky and gone twice this year. And I basically had to relearn how to do a Walt Disney World trip. And I think I'd love to share that with people so that they can hopefully pick up some tips and tricks, and also tips on how to, sort of brainwash their partners into loving it too, because I feel like that's what I've done with you.
I know, I'm converted. Well, yeah, so you're a Disney super fan. I've never been to Disney before this year. Never went as a kid. Wasn't hugely into Disney sort of films. But now I've been twice when we're going back.
Yeah,
No, I love it. I think what surprised me most, I thought Disney would be like a souped up theme park. But there's so much to do, right? And watching little Stanley's face with all the meet and greets, all of the shows. I'm not a big ride junkie, as you know. I've been a bit troubled on some of these rides, weren't I? But there's just so much to do. The fireworks, everything. Such a great experience. So, I'm converted.
We can delve into all of it. But I just thought it was funny how when I sort of was broaching the subject when we first met about, I do like to go to Walt Disney World at least once every 3 years. And
you did try to persuade me that we should have our honeymoon in Disney, though.
I did. But I think by that point we'd had Stanley, and you were like, we can't go without him, which is 100% true. Like, drinking around the world at Epcot is a far off dream for us. We've got 19 years till Stanley's 21. And then probably we'll have more kids after that as well. So many years in advance, but we've got so much to look forward to. And I think that is the joy of a Walt Disney World holiday, is that it grows with you. And I think, obviously, like I say, I've been going for 25 years. And when I started going when I was 7, and that holiday sort of evolved into the last holiday I went on with I don't know what you're supposed to call your mum and dad and your
Elders.
brother, your OG family, because obviously we're a family. What do you call your OG family?
Yeah.
When I went with my OG family 3 years ago, we drank around the world at Epcot. We went to the California Grill and had our lovely dinner, and then watched the fireworks from the terrace there. And, we didn't do any character meet and greets. We just put all our effort into going on the rides as many times as we could. So then to come back with Stanley, it's like I've sort of started again, and it completely changes. But then you think, actually, we've got all of this to look forward to.
And I never done the sort of adult-y side.
No.
Where you go around, I'm not a big drinker anyway, am I? But yeah, completely different experience. I couldn't imagine it without Stanley now.
I know. But I did try and convince you. But so you were a bit like, oh, yeah, no, yeah, I'm happy to go. But I do want to go to like lots of different places in the world as well.
Yeah.
And then when we got home from our first trip with you to Walt Disney World,
I did ask you when do we think we get to go back?
And you used to literally sit on a Monday morning at your laptop being like, I just want to go back to Disney now.
That
and
is what surprised me.
My work here is done.
Yeah. No, you're right. I do. I'm thinking about when we could get to go back next. So when do you think?
Oh, I don't know. But Stanley, I mean, seeing it through his eyes, I think lots of people say like it's too young. Like how old is the perfect age? And I used to say, me and my brother were 7 and 4 when we first went, and I used to say that is the perfect age, 7 and 4. Like if you've got 2 kids, like great age. But now we've taken Stanley when he's 2. Like when I was 7, I wasn't going, oh wow, mummy, oh wow. Like and you know, just he was so immersed in all of it. So I think any age is perfect for Disney personally, and I think we saw people, you know, in their 60s and their 70s loving it.
Do you remember that? Yeah, that couple we met at Epcot.
Epcot.
Yeah, you've been coming for so many years, veterans.
You
know, and
they pixie dusted Stanley.
Stanley.
Oh, and then I started pixie dusting as well. So pixie dusting, if you don't know, is I think you're supposed to do it to cast members, which I didn't do. I did it to like just other punters, but basically it's like where you get like little extra treats. So things like we were in a quick service and Stanley had a cookie, so he gave it to me to be scanned, and the lady said to him, is this cookie for you? And he said, yes please. And she went, just take it. And then she gave him a sticker that on the back said, you are amazing, you are everything, you are the magic. Oh my God. Couldn't deal with it. And then we were somewhere else. We were in Epcot, and that couple went, oh, your little boy, it's his birthday. Went into their locker, and they had a whole box of like little goodie bags for kids that they kept in a locker, and they'd go and get them like periodically throughout the day. So I went and bought a load of stuff actually, and then had social anxiety, and then couldn't give it to anyone.
Watching you chase, and then get Stanley to do it instead.
Get Stanley to do it instead.
Yeah.
And there were some ladies that were sat down, and we had some like lip balms and stuff. So I said to him, go and give these to the ladies. And they loved it so much that then I got a bit braver. But yeah, so...
but yeah, the any age thing, I mean, it's the first time I really felt like a parent, because you're sort of living it through Stanley. Do you remember when we did the first meet and greet and we met Buzz and Woody and Jessie? His little face sitting there, standing there and running over, giving him a hug, us taking pictures, both looked at each other. Oh, yeah.
And I would say PhotoPass is such an amazing service in that, because what I'm thinking of when you're saying that is that picture of Stanley where it was our turn and we were like, Stanley, go. And he's like running over. And his like little face, which I wouldn't have got that picture from where I was stood, but the photographer did. And then all you have to do is scan your magic band.
Well, he had some awesome pictures with Mickey, Minnie this time round.
Yeah,
when they did
apart from Stanley trying to do 1, 2, 3 wee with Minnie and Mickey. So we do obviously the thing where we're like 1, 2, 3 wee. So then he's holding my hand and holding Mickey's hands. He's like, amazing, I get to do 1, 2, 3 with Mickey. Obviously you don't get to do 1, 2, 3 with him.
They were so
amazing with him though. But I just love, he loves the characters, doesn't he?
Character meet and greets massively. The shows, that's another big thing of Disney I didn't know until I went, was all of the shows. Indiana Jones.
You love that.
Oh, that was amazing. All of the special effects. What's it like to be a stuntman? Me like living my sort of 11-year-old age of wanting to jump out of buildings and explosions and stuff. Stanley was well into that.
One thing I didn't expect this time was Stanley having so many opinions. Like obviously when we went before, and like every time that I've been, it's like, you know that TikTok, like the Charity Shop Sue one, where it's like, you have to listen to us, we work here as well. I'm like, yeah, but I'm the manager. Like that's been me, I'd say, on every Disney trip since I was probably 12. Since I had like the ability to research, I have always been the manager.
You still are the manager.
I still am the manager, but I've got Stanley saying you've got to listen to me as well. I work here as well.
I'm just
you're the innocent bystander. Yeah. You just come with us. But like when I'm like, right, we're going to go on this ride now, and he's like, no, I want to meet a character. So I'm like on the app trying to find like where the character... I mean, that app is really helpful. I will say the My Disney Experience app, I would say, you know, get it and really like learn how to use it, because it is a treasure trove of information. You have all the character meet and greets on there. It's got all the menus of every restaurant on Disney property. It's got all your opening times, your show times. It's got tip board. It will plan your day for you. All your lightning lanes are on there. So it's such a good tool. But that app, I'd say like use that. And it's got your PhotoPass on there as well. Got all your plans. You can modify, like cancel. It's brilliant.
What was your most memorable experience with Stanley?
Oh,
and me, of course, but
I
this
do
holiday.
think, I mean, it's a very special one, and I don't know whether we'll ever be able to do it again, because it was when we had our VIP guide, and
Liza,
who was amazing. We'll talk about her later as well. But actually, to be fair, we've done the dessert party before, which you also do watch the fireworks on the hub grass. But you could also do this at the Polynesian beach, and you could also probably do this at Grand Floridian on the stairs. But it was laying on the grass in Magic Kingdom watching Happily Ever After. Just the three of us, just laying down on the floor watching Happily Ever After was amazing. Which, if you don't know, Happily Ever After is the fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. And it's just such a classic. It went away for a couple of years and they had a different one and it came back and it's just amazing. We've probably watched it like 20 times over the two
I watched it on my
trips.
own once.
Yeah.
when you and Stanley I went upstairs to get some snacks
Yeah.
and watched it 15-20 minutes. I said I was doing work, wasn't doing work, watching the fireworks.
But I said that was fun. But also I think just seeing him with all the characters I think is like the most special thing for me, just because he loves them. And there's a rule that a Disney character isn't allowed to break off a hug. It has to be the child that breaks off the hug. They hate to see Stanley come in because we have to be like, Stanley, let go now. Stanley, it's time for a picture.
Do you remember the Lion King show as well, at Animal Kingdom, when Stanley brought his little Simba and he was going to Simba like that? Simba, it's me,
So
Simba.
Stanley's favourite teddy is like a little Simba, and they have like the big, they have Simba, Pumbaa, a giraffe and an elephant. And he was holding up his Simba to the big Simba to be like, Simba, look, it's Simba. That's you when you're older.
I know. Live the night experience.
What was your favourite moment with Stanley?
I agree. I think those special moments, the Halloween party when it rained so heavy, we watched the fireworks. That was so surreal, wasn't it? Watching the fireworks with all of the rain and clouds. What an experience. The funny bit when he was there, he was running off, like being a little kid, splashing in puddles, just living the life, and we're like underneath just watching everything. I thought that was quite cool.
That's the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party you're talking about, which is like a special ticketed event, and there's like a special like Boo to You parade, which we loved. And it was so funny because we were watching the fireworks and there was thunder, and you went, did you just hear that thunder? I was like, Sam, it's Halloween firework. Of course it's going to be thunder sound effects. And then there was like 1 drop of rain, 2 drops of rain, and then it just, the heavens
But everyone
opened.
still stayed and
Everyone
watched.
loved it.
Yeah.
We put our ponchos on, went to meet Stitch, didn't we? And then, we let Stanley jump in all the puddles. And I was like, and he's actually got socks and trainers on. So I was in the toilets at the Dyson Airblade trying to dry his socks. And I was like, I'll use half of it so other people can use the other half to dry their hands.
Talking of parades and fireworks, though, I think a tip, can I give you a tip?
You can give a tip.
If you're in a family like we are, split off, someone go and wait so they can get a good place for the fireworks and the parades.
Yes.
That was a massive one. So what happened? You used
Divide
to let me
and
go and
conquer.
find.
Yeah.
What did I used to do? Find the places that we couldn't stand.
Yeah.
So you come over and then we get ushered away. You can't stand there. Oh, God.
Yeah, to be fair, when I did the parade, didn't I? So I found a really
You
good
found a good
place.
spot.
You went and got food, and then you said, "I'll wait for the fireworks." I found this really good place. You go off and take Stanley to do some trick or treating. I was like, "Yeah, lovely, cool." And then came back and you were like, "We had to move. Sorry." Great, thank you, Sam.
But no, that is a tip. You got.
I do think divide and conquer, and you were actually very reluctant to divide and conquer to start with, because you were like, no, I want to spend every minute of every day in Disney together so we can just have all the memories together. And I was like, yeah, lovely, but we have been on Pirates of the Caribbean 15 times, so you don't need to see it for this time. You can like, I don't need to see it.
And we saw some of the fireworks on the People Mover.
I mean, there are so many different places to watch the fireworks, I would say. Again, Laura, let's do some tips for the fireworks, and then let's get into how to beat the queues, I think.
Yeah.
So tips for the fireworks. My favourite places to watch are obviously on Main Street, but busy. If you're not that fussed about the projections, I would say Fantasyland in front of the Barnstormer is a great place to watch.
Barnstormer, we've got a story there.
Yeah. And where else? People Mover. We loved, we got so lucky to have the ride where we were on the People Mover while like the big finale fireworks were going off. Obviously the Club Lounge at the Contemporary.
I know, that's special.
That is our favourite place.
Contemporary is brilliant, by the way.
But also the Grand Floridian out in front of Gasparilla's Grill is a really lovely place to watch the fireworks.
We even saw them come back on the monorail. Basically, the fireworks are good for everywhere.
Yeah, basically.
The fireworks are so
in the
good.
vicinity of Magic Kingdom, you should see the fireworks.
But with the fireworks, it's the storytelling. I think you saw me sort of almost cry once. Well, I don't know if it was Epcot or Magic Kingdom when they're telling the story.
Oh, Epcot,
it really
Epcot
builds
makes
you.
me really sad.
Yeah.
Not really sad, but like one of the lines is like, how lucky that we're all alive at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
We're like, oh.
And you see, do you remember watching that old couple just sort of... And you went and took a photo, didn't you?
Yeah, so we were in this like little area watching the fireworks, and we'd sat down, there was nobody in front of us, and then these people like stood up in front of us, and we were like, oh, great, thanks for blocking our view. But then they were like the cutest old couple ever, and they were like cuddling, and like he kept like kissing her head and stuff. So I was filming the fireworks and they happened to be in it. And then I was like, this is actually really cool. So then I started like changing my settings to make them like a little bit more like silhouetted and stuff. And then I went over to their son and I was like, I really hope you don't think I'm weird, but I've just taken these photos and videos of your mum and dad. Can I send them to you? And he said, this is probably her last trip because she's not very well. I was like, oh my God, don't let me cry. So yes, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, obviously don't take pictures of random people, but if they happen to be in front of you, if you ever get, like, by accident pictures, go up to people and be like, I've got this picture of you by accident. If people are getting engaged, help them out. Get the content for them.
There's a lot of people got engaged, wasn't there?
They did.
There was always like the round of applause going on in Magic Kingdom and stuff.
Right, let's talk about the thing that everyone wants to know, and that is how to beat the queues.
Now that's where your pro planning come in.
Yeah, I would say, like, I mean, you said this as well. You thought we could just go and enjoy and just fly by the seat of our pants and just, you know, chill out and stuff.
That's my general life, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that is your general life. But I think it's such a special holiday, and it is an investment. It's an investment piece, shall we say. It's such an investment piece. You wouldn't buy a really, really expensive computer and then not read the instructions and just think, oh, I'll just try and use it. I'm sure I'll get all the benefits of all the features. So I would say you've got to do your research and you've got to plan. And one thing that I think is the secret to any Disney vacation is lightning lanes. And it is an extra expense, but you don't have to, like, we've done the Premier Lightning Lane before, which was amazing. We did Magic Kingdom, Premier Lightning Lane. I think it was like $450 each, which is a lot. But we did 23 rides in 10 hours, which we would never have done during spring break. We would never have done without it. But there are sort of cheaper options. You have the multi-pass, which is where...
Is that where you book? We do them and then you can rebook them on the app?
Yeah, so you book 3 before you go. Yeah. And then once you start using them, you can then rebook. And then you also have the single pass, which is for like the best rides. You've got like Guardians of the Galaxy, Avatar Flight of Passage, Tron, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Rise of the Resistance. And that's like a one-off fee. From what?
Favourite rides. I was just thinking then, Rise of Resistance, what a ride.
It's like being in a movie.
It is, isn't it? Like all the Stormtroopers. I've got photos of that. All the Stormtroopers as you come out. That was you're probably just going to ask what the favourite ride, but I just jumped in. I think that was my favourite.
If you didn't want to spend the money on lightning lanes, I'd say another option is rope dropping. So getting there early. If you're staying in a Disney hotel, you can get there half an hour before everyone else. And that isn't... If Animal Kingdom, for example, opens at 7:30 for hotel guests, you're not rocking up at 7:30. You're rocking up at 7 to get through security, to get like to the front, to get like your passes swiped, to get like to the ropes. That when that rope drops at 7:30,
we did that, didn't we?
We did,
and then we went straight to that ride.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
And my watch is like, are you running? I'm like, yes, I am. But you're not allowed to run. You're not actually allowed to run.
And you get there early. I did one of
power walking.
I did one of the rides and I got the whole vehicle to myself. I felt so cool.
So rope dropping is a really good way because you can get those rides before everyone else gets there. And also party days, when there is the Halloween party and also the Christmas party, park guests have to be out of the park by 6 p.m, which means obviously if you're only having one day in Magic Kingdom, you want it to be like a full day, like 8 a.m. till 10 p.m, done. So people don't often use their tickets on those days. So it then means that they're a lot emptier during the day. So that's a big tip, is if you want just like a nice empty day. And we went, didn't we? And we couldn't believe at 11 o'clock, we had like a castle photo with nobody in the background.
Some of the pictures. Talking of days off though, I think that's another thing that surprised me at the holiday. There is so much to do. Mini golf. Stanley's obsessed with mini golf, isn't he?
Yeah.
Darts, mini golf, you name it. He loves it. That was amazing. Went to mini golf. The water park, which I didn't even know Disney did water parks until you said.
I mean, we went to Typhoon Lagoon. There's Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. Blizzard Beach has just closed for the season. But Typhoon Lagoon was amazing.
Little face, because you can do so many of the rides together.
He came on the adult family rides. And I was like, right, darling, here are the handles. You need to hold on. You need to hold on.
The water, it was so funny. Yeah, it was so funny. But there's so much to do.
That's one thing I'd say, like, if you want to make the most of your holiday, you need to plan rest days in. I think with my OG family, I think the most we ever used to do was 4 days on, 1 day off. 4 days on, 1 day off. When you've got a 2-year-old, there's no such thing as a rest day. Like, my old rest days were like, roll out of bed at 10 a.m, like sort of crawl to pool and then sort of get up to go for dinner in the evening. Whereas when you've got a 2-year-old, there is no like real rest day. But it's non-park days where you don't do 20,000 steps. I think is the key.
Do you remember the first trip where I just took him on the boat all around the lakes? It's such a beautiful setting as well. Monorail, just go around the circle.
And the mini golf, obviously, that was included in our tickets as well.
Was it?
Yeah, it's really good. Talking of monorail, our favourite hotel. So I will say, been going for 25 years, never stayed on site until this year. I was always like, no, I like to stay in a villa. I like to be off site. I like to have chilled days on my rest days. Now I've stayed on site twice. We've stayed at Grand Floridian once and Contemporary twice. I can never go back. Like the thought of having to drive to Disney and park my car and then get the tram and then get the monorail. Like, no, I like the Contemporary is a 5-minute walk.
Yeah, from Magic Kingdom.
From Magic Kingdom.
Well, that time.
Or, like on the monorail. The monorail goes through the lobby of the hotel.
It's so close. When you decided to do a little bit of work, you got to pop up on your phone with me and Stanley outside Magic Kingdom in our Tottenham shirts. Go,
yeah, I had to do some work when we were there. So I was like, right, I'm going to do some work. Sam was like, okay, I'll just take him down to the pool or something. I'm literally working, and then I get this notification, like, you have new photo pass photos. And it was them outside the Magic Kingdom castle.
It was that moment I thought, maybe I have been converted. I am a Disney super fan.
But there's so many different hotels, I think, as well. Like, there's so many for, like, different budgets and stuff. And I think the perks of staying like on site, like the early entry, the being able to book your lightning lane 7 days in advance as well, rather than 3 days if you're staying off site. Like, there's so many perks of staying on site, and I just feel like I can never go back now. We're going back for my mum's 60th in 5 years time, and they're talking about a villa already, and I'm like, guys, no.
I think we can persuade them.
Well, they can go in a villa. We'll meet you in the park.
What the theme breakfast called?
Character breakfast.
Character breakfast. We went to all of them at the hotels, and they were all amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. Let's quickly talk about food. What would you say is your favourite snack, your favourite quick service, and your favourite sit down?
Oh, favourite snack. I'm not a sweet person, but that creme brulee thing.
Creme brulee, I think it's a beignet, is it? Creme brulee beignet.
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom at Gaston's Tavern.
These sounds a bit weird. The cheeseburger
spring rolls.
You told me about them. I was a bit dubious. They were very good. I would say that for snacks. What about you?
Snacks, I'd say probably the beignet or the Mickey waffle that you get from Frere's Nook. That's like, it's one snack credit, and it's this huge Mickey waffle with like loads of fruit and loads of spray cream.
Very you.
But I will say the Disney dining plan, again, 25 years, never had the Disney dining plan. I was like, I don't need it. I like eating off site. Now I've had the Disney dining plan. Oh my God, it is a game changer. And I think you can actually get it for free when you book before a certain time, and like, it's worth like over $1,000 per adult. And you think, like, when we used to go for these character dinings, went to Hollywood and Vine at Hollywood Studios, so we got a buffet where anyone could find anything they like to eat, 4 characters, and then we also got priority seating for Fantasmic, which is like the evening show, and that cost a grand total of 1 dining credit.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I love it when the bill used to come and it would be like, I don't know, like $200 or something. And it would be like Disney dining plan, like 000. And all you have to do is pay the tip.
Stanley loved it. You had to get him out of his shell all the time. That was a bit of workout. Yeah. But all of the times, the one that we did this time where Snow White was here, he loved that, didn't he?
He loved that.
Yeah, so... No, that was really good.
But yeah, I'm a big convert on the dining plan, 100%. I think it's when you book your hotel. I think if you book one of the value hotels, you get like the quick service dining plan. I think you get quick service with moderate as well. And then if you book a deluxe hotel, you get the full dining plan, which is the one that we had. And I just can't believe like the value. I feel like we've still got so much to talk about, but
Can I come back?
You can come back. You can come back. I feel like we've got so much to talk about, but we're going to have to go. So I would say the 3 frequently asked questions I get asked a lot are, should we take a pram?
Yes, 100%.
Up until your child is like 6.
Little tip though, bring a bag to put under the pram, so when you go through security, whip it out, bam.
Yes, I would say that. And, so when you go through security, you have to take everything out from underneath your pram. So we got like a big shopping bag and put that under the pram.
Stanley loves to walk everywhere, but having the pram when he was tired was definitely.
He can nap in the pram while you go on the big ride.
You can rent prams as well though.
You can rent prams if you're past pram usage and you're not sure you need one, you can rent one while you're there.
Strollers, as I was calling them.
Strollers, yeah.
I got really
Sam
into
did that thing, you know, when people go on holiday to America and they're like, sorry, can you put that in the garbage? Sorry, just been to America.
True.
Put that in the trash. Do you need to do all the parks? Yes, and we can't go.
Yeah.
We haven't really got time to go into it, but some people, not us, say that Animal Kingdom is a half-day park, and it is certainly not, is it?
Doing it at night as well, the Everest ride at night, little tip. Cracker.
Amazing. All the shows are amazing. You need to spend the whole day there, basically do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And how early to get a spot for fireworks and parades?
Hour.
I'd say for the special ones, so for like your Disney Starlight and your Boo-to-You and stuff, maybe an hour.
Well, you get people sitting down at least an hour and a half before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the fireworks, you can see the fireworks everywhere.
Yeah.
But if you want front row, probably hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam, in general, going on holiday with Stanley, what's your top tip?
Well, Disney, you got to plan it, but in general, don't plan too much because when you've got a toddler that's got his own mind, he wants to do everything. But just go with it. I mean, how many tips do you want? Bring a yo-yo, get it on the plane. That's so easy. There's so many things. It's so special, isn't it? I'm just thinking of Disney, all of the holidays we've had. It's real parenting. So good. I haven't really got any other super tips. It's just enjoy it. Live in the moment. Take lots of pictures because you often say I take lots of photos of myself with Stanley. Yeah. And we just get loads of pictures, loads of videos.
And you can live it all back.
Or can live it all back.
Stanley keeps asking to watch videos of Disney. Mummy, can I watch a Disney video on your phone? I think a Walt Disney World holiday, I think people underestimate, maybe people that haven't been brought up on like a diet of Disney, people underestimate like what a core family memory is. And you know, people say to me now, like, oh, I remember I took my kids 20 years ago and it was like the best holiday we've ever had. And, you know, I think for my mum and dad, like when I had mum on the podcast, said to her, you know, what's your best memory from our childhood? And she was like, our holidays. I mean, specifically our Disney holidays. Like,
yeah,
and
massively.
I think it's just the magic and the wonder and the spending that time together and having those memories that you won't get anywhere else.
And you go away with those theme tunes from the fireworks in your head. I'm doing it now. So good. When are we going back?
Next year or year after?
Yeah. Okay, I'm in.
I think we need to wait till Stanley's over a metre.
Yes. Oh, can't wait.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Sam, and sharing your Disney.
Me.
I feel like we need to do a part 2. Maybe we'll do a part 2 another day.
Maybe I could ask you questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you so much to the Walt Disney Travel Company for sponsoring this episode and helping us out with our trip to Disney. And I'll be back next week with another guest. But until then, don't forget to check out my social media at Amy Hart's Mums Club on Instagram and TikTok. And I will see you soon.